Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing good, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Something here that I'm going to be doing today is another reaction video. And this reaction video is a video titled, Am I Depressed or Just Sad? I watched this video about a year ago, and it just came to me last night that, hey, maybe I should review it again just to kind of break it down and maybe just go through it, and some emotions might come up, and I want to express those emotions and be able to talk about those things. So this is going to be a good one. I like it and I feel it. So I'm going to be doing it, and I hope you enjoy. Anyways, but I wanted to say this video right now is sponsored by this company called Anuhea and Company, and they are a military family owned company. They specialize in customizable products and at a great price. You can find them on Etsy.com, or you can go in and find them on their Instagram page at Anuhea and Company. And yes, I will link those down below in the description. Anyways, so this video is titled, Am I Just Depressed or Sad? Am I Depressed or Just Sad? And it's by a guy named Aaron Munoz, and I've discovered him on Instagram a long time ago, a while back, but I followed him. I haven't, had a conversation with him or anything like that. Well, we have a little bit through messages, but nothing like real. And but I just been following him, and just seems like a great guy, great Christian man, and I appreciate all the advice, all the word of God he preaches and gives, and just someone I look up to. So if you're watching this, thank you, man. What do you call it? I'm inspired by you, so thank you. Anyways, hope you enjoy this video, guys, and let's kick it off.
Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron, and I'm really glad you're here. In today's video, we're going to be talking about depression. And yeah, that can become a sensitive subject, but depression is something that can affect everybody a little bit differently in their daily life, especially when we're considering this year, 2020. 2020 is almost over if you're watching this in December of 2020, but if you're watching it after, it technically was considered one of the worst years ever, especially in my lifetime. Depression is a tricky thing because it's not something you can quickly recover from, like a sickness or like a flu or a bug of some kind. Many people with depression, in fact, actually think that they're just feeling sad, that it'll just go away in a matter of days or time or minutes. For some people, it does just that, but for millions of others, it actually takes quite a bit longer. Depression is a constant feeling that doesn't just go away on its own. People suffering from depression can benefit from a little extra help.
For sure, guys, and I just want to stop it right there. And depression is something that is very, 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 very tricky sometimes. Just like he said, sometimes maybe it's just a feeling like you're feeling sad. Maybe it's just, but the repetitiveness of it and the sadness, and you're like, okay, well, maybe I got through this a lot in Washington. I had a lot of this emotion, and when I watched the video, I figured out, yeah, it's depression. It's not that I was just sad that I was missing my family, but it was this constant heaviness on my heart, on my mind, and my mental health there was, kind of dwindling down, because now I was in this place in Washington where I was away from family. Things weren't going great with friends or anything like that. So I just was in this mental state of, depression, and it really hurt me there. So it's very tricky. And that's why I always use, things on Instagram to get a hold of people and make sure they're doing okay. My friends, family, whoever, kind of keep a watch on them. Maybe if they're posting something weird or they're writing these messages, you kind of just check on them, make sure they're okay, because depression can lead to, a lot worse things. So let's carry on.
And that's okay. And I just want to say at the very beginning of this video, if you need help, it's okay to admit that. You need to reach out to somebody. Don't do this alone, because you're not alone. It's okay to need help, just like I did. This year has been anything but easy. Month after month, it seems like there was something new, even to the point since the beginning of the year. This year was compared to a board game called Jumanji, because month after month it seemed like we had entered into a new level. So yes, you can imagine the mental strain that it was put on everybody all throughout the world, not just our country or my country here in the United States. And the big question that many people ask themselves, am I depressed? Are you depressed? So how do you know if you're not just sad, or if you're actually suffering from depression? The main thing to remember is that if you've been feeling this type of way for more than even 2 weeks, you might have depression. If it's sadness has lasted longer than 2 weeks, it might be depression. Here's some other feelings you might have: the sad or the empty feeling of hopelessness, losing interest in things that you usually would enjoy, change.
Stop right there too. And just to go on what he said is that yes, it's not bad to admit these things. Why? Because we're not robots, and God knows that. God knows our hearts. God knows the hardships. Jesus knows the hardships that we go through down here. And he went through hardships when he was down here, and he did that so that he can know. He walked as men. He walked as a man among us, and he felt the pain, he felt the hurt, he felt the sadness, and all these human emotions. He felt all that. He felt all of it. So he understands. And I just want to point it out there that it's not something to admit. It's not something bad to admit that you need help. It's not something bad to admit that, hey, I got this thing. I'm not perfect, but maybe God's expecting me to be perfect in some way. I thought I knew God. Why am I feeling like this? And yes, there's a place to where you're able to change that thinking and say, yes, I'm a child of God, and yes, I'm going to fight through this. But I think there's a place to start where you admit it, that you need help, and that first off, you're not in the battle alone, but that Jesus understands and he's right there with you.
Is an appetite, nausea, headaches, maybe even losing sleep or changes in your sleep patterns that you would normally have, withdrawing from people, the people you love, even them noticing that you're a little bit different. Are you okay? Are you tired? So maybe you've answered that question, am I depressed? But how does depression affect our daily lives? Depression can affect every part of your daily life. How you sleep, how you eat, your education, your career, your relationships, your health, your concentration. Depression doesn't just affect the individual. It can affect everyone around you, especially if you're married with your wife.
For sure, you guys, that's 100% true. That depression does affect not just you, but everyone around you. There was nights in Washington where I could not sleep at all, you guys. Like, I would maybe just sleep only a couple hours because my heart was racing, my mind was racing, and I just couldn't get, certain thoughts out of my mind. I couldn't get certain feelings out of my heart, and to not know what the future was holding, or I was scared of the future, led to all this overwhelming and overthinking, and this lasted for months, guys, and it started affecting the people around me. At work, people would ask me if I was okay. I was like, yeah, I'm fine. Why? And they're like, you look so sad. And I was like, I didn't even notice that. And then when I was living at a friend's house, the same thing. The family would recognize sadness in my face and my emotions, and stuff that I didn't recognize. And I was like, wow, what's going on here? And even my family would call me, my sisters and my mom, we would talk on the phone. They would ask me, are you okay? My grandpa would ask me, my grandma, my dad, and just all my family would ask me, like, are you doing okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm doing fine. But it's just stuff that I really didn't recognize, but it started affecting everybody around me. And that's just something that I, had to battle and had to recognize. So.
Or your parents, or your coworkers, your friends, and even in your job, it can affect your performance. For me, I noticed that my lack of want and my creativity and my drive was just gone. And I didn't know why. And I kept looking for answers, and I couldn't find what happened to me. Why am I not the person that I used to be? If you leave depression untreated, it can lead to so many other things, like a domino effect. Just setting things off and making things just out of order if you leave it unchecked and untreated. This is why it's so important to seek out help. Not for just your relationships or even your job, but just for your own personal sake. So what can I do? Maybe I have depression and I've come to terms with that. I realize that I do. What can I do now? Talk to someone. Maybe someone in your family. Maybe it is your significant other. Maybe it's your parents. Maybe it's a friend. Talk to someone though. Maybe you can talk to your doctor, or maybe you can go see a therapist. Whatever you feel comfortable doing. And yeah, I realize my generation isn't really like talking with people face to face. It's much easier either through text or even a phone call sometimes. I know.
For sure, you guys. And I just want to point out too that my Instagram messages are wide open. Feel free to message me. Feel free to ask for my number and call me. I will try my best. I will do my best to talk to you, to listen to you. That's the biggest thing. I'm here to listen. I'm here to have an open ear, a shoulder to cry on. And I just want you to know that you're not alone in any battle that you're fighting at home with relationships, whatever it is. I just pray that you know that you're not alone and that I'm on these platforms. I'm on this YouTube platform. I'm on the Instagram, Facebook platform to tell you that I see you and that Jesus sees you and that you're not alone and that my messages are wide open. And so if you need someone to talk to, that I am here. If you have a family member, if you have a closer friend to you that you know that you can go to, I would do it. I would definitely do it because they'll understand. They will understand. And I just want to point that out. All right.
I know people still don't like to talk on the phone. Me being one of them, just text me if you want to talk to me. But you can do that online as well. You can talk to somebody about your depression. The simple fact is, the sooner you start getting treatment or talking to somebody or whatever that looks like for you, the sooner you'll start feeling better. Because at the end of the day, I remember telling myself, I just want to feel like me again. I just want to be that energy dude again. I just want to be Aaron again. Don't ignore it and just hope it goes away. Because it's hard. It hurts. Regardless of what you choose to do, because at the end of the day, it is your decision. Just please talk to somebody. Because that just being pent up inside of you, it doesn't do you any good. In 2019, there was an estimated 17 million people that had an episode of depression. That's 7% of the population. You're not alone. It's okay. And you know what? You're gonna be okay too. If you need to talk to me, you can send me a DM, you can drop a comment, whatever you feel comfortable doing, but just know, you're not alone. And I know this year sucked, man, if you're watching this in 2020, but 2021, it is what we make it. So, thank you guys for watching this video. Please, if you don't mind, somebody needs to hear this message, maybe send it to somebody, drop a thumbs up for me, it helps me out a whole lot. And if you love the channel, if you like these type of videos, make sure to hit subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
Man, that's awesome. Well, yeah, guys, follow my guy Aaron. He's a great man and a lot of good things to say. Anyway, so just to cap it off, you're not alone. And I've been through that depression too, and I've known family members that have gone through that depression too. And yes, every situation's different, every thought is different, every feeling is sometimes different. And to be honest, we don't have to understand it all 100%. I don't think we can ever understand it all 100%. But we can come together, we can come to each other and say that yes, we need help. We can come into prayer together and say, God, I need you. God, I don't know what's going on, but I need to trust you. And that's really something that I had to do myself. Just with my biggest fear was not being able to control the future. I wanted to know what I was getting into. I wanted to know what I was doing. I wanted to know what to expect. And I did that too much to where I knew that I couldn't control everything. And things started falling apart because it was out of my control. But I had to recognize that, hey, God is in control. And no matter how much I really had a hard time understanding that and believing it, it's true. God was and is in control. And I know that He holds the future that He holds for me, and that He has the best plans for me. And I've seen it so many times and times again in my life that yes, I can trust Him with everything. I can truly trust Him with everything. Everything He sets me to do, I know that I will get through it. And I trust Him. So that's something that I had to work through. and something I'm still working through. Something I'm still really working through. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. More to come. Thank you for liking, subscribing, viewing. I appreciate it so much, and I hope you have a good rest of the day. Remember, stay encouraged, stay blessed, and if you need to talk, I'm here. Anyways, guys, all right, I'll link down the channel down below for Aaron. I'll link down the website for Anoheo and Company, and we'll be all set. Anyways, guys, have a great and blessed day. All right, see you later.